In this video, I want to talk about managing expectations on the Mucusless Diet Healing System or any healing fasting protocol or detox or trying to change your lifestyle to be a more healthier lifestyle, anything you're into. Managing expectations, having realistic expectations that allow you to remain motivated. That is very important along this path. So we're going to talk about that right now. My name is Professor Spira, and I've practiced something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System for over 18 years. I've helped thousands of people transform their lives using this remarkable healing system. And today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of managing expectations along this path, along the mucus-free path or the Mucusless Diet Healing System path. Too often I see people that come up with these things in their head, these notions of how long something will take. That's sort of all the time, because people always want to know, how long will the transition take? And I try to tell people, or I try to suggest that it's better to incorporate the concept of transition as a lifestyle as opposed to thinking of it as a finite little period of time where you transition for a little while and then all of a sudden you reach your goal. You are mucus-free, or you are raw, or you eat nothing but fruit, or whatever it is that you want. To manage expectations, this is more of a mucus-free mentality kind of discussion. So first, to address what Arnold Ehret said about 2 years. So in the Mucusless Diet Healing System, he mentioned, kind of offhand actually, but he mentioned that it will take 2 years for you to clear out your system. He didn't say that it would take 2 years to become 100% mucus-free. He didn't say that it would take 2 years to become 100% raw. He didn't say it'd take 2 years to be a fruitarian and eat nothing but fruit. He just said it would take up to 2 years to actually clear out the decades-old feces stones, the residue of fecal matter, the old nasty waste that's in 32 feet of impacted intestines. Think about how 32 feet, like take a tape measure or something, or actually look at how long that is, and you got a tube that's all put together in your stomach that's 32 feet long. That doesn't take a few days. That's not a 12-day cleanse and you're gonna really permanently transform and clean out that 32 feet. It's not possible. But that's what people think it is. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to think a lot about your transition and meditate. I always like to think about things in terms of concept of physiological karma and my ancestors and how long realistically it takes to go from where we're eating McDonald's, we're eating all this fast food. Some people go long periods of time without even eating a piece of real fruit. So once you can accept that we've done horribly as a species in terms of getting away from our natural diet, that it's gonna take time. That's it. I mean, it's going to take time. And so, I talk about the virtue of patience. That is so important. And so for developing realistic expectations, first, that patience has to be a big part of that. To learn how to have patience. Try to enjoy the process, enjoy the system, enjoy practicing the system. I really got into just enjoying and enjoying being on the path and not trying to force anything, not trying to rush anything, just being on this path and really being grateful that I found something that was able to help me feel better and overcome ailments. And with that information, maybe help a few other people, hopefully, if I'm given the privilege to do so. That was my mindset. And so somehow I was able to remove that impatience, that kind of like man, it's not happening fast enough. I'm not healing fast enough. I'm not, I'm going through this and I don't want. One of the things is you're not going to heal very well when you have, there's certain and this gets into stuff that's harder to quantify because it's a little bit more out, because we get so wrapped up in the physical part. And people accuse me of that. They're like, oh, there's more than the Mucusless diet. Look, we talk about this stuff, but you got to funnel it through the Mucusless diet. We not talk about it separate. And so mentally, I think it's possible to do everything that you're supposed to maybe do for a period of time physically, but if you don't have the right mentality, you're gonna be stunted. There's only so far you're gonna be able to go. So for all the people that say it's not all physical, you're right. I've never said that it's all physical. I often try to deal with that, because that's like the first. We can't deal with the other stuff unless we deal with that. We can't deal, and that's where we disagree. I'm talking about some of the spiritualist people that have this notion that you can reach and attain these higher levels of being and enlightenment while you're still eating dead carcasses. And I just respectfully disagree. And yeah, you can play in the sandbox and you can have fun without, astral traveling and getting into these deep meditative states and trance. These things are accessible to anybody that puts energy in that direction. If you want to become a master of trance, to be able to put yourself in a trance, to put others in a trance, if you want to travel, as they say, project, any of those different things that you want. You can get a crystal ball and start working on that, being able to turn a crystal ball into your television set, a black mirror, whatever it is. I mean, there's all that stuff you can get into, but for me, it's meaningless until you put the diet part in place. Till you have that Mucusless Diet Healing System in place, all this other stuff is playing around, playing board games, like a Ouija board, messing around. People think it's real. They think it's like, they think it's grown up, that they're real advanced. And I'm saying, get the diet part together, then go do those things. Then go explore the outer reaches of the cosmos once you've started to clean up your gut, and see if you can even handle it after that, because it gets intense. So in terms of just the final word on managing expectations on the Mucusless diet, I'd say really contemplate the history of your stomach and think about that karma. Think about the wrong that your bloodline has done for so many generations, and some of the trials and tribulations that you might have to go through in order to get to the other side of that, in order to right what was made wrong. And along the way, you gotta be loving with yourself, you gotta be gentle with yourself, and that's part of the managing the, realistic expectations. You had to put this pressure on yourself for these timelines. I've never been a fan of saying that I'm gonna fast for a certain length of time, because that's not really in line with Arnold Ehret's methodology. It's a day-by-day process. You get up today and say, okay, how do I feel today? Do I keep this fast going? Should I start thinking about breaking the fast? You're constantly having this dialogue with yourself if you're practicing Ehret's recommendations and methodology. But you want to put everything in a perspective. To me, that's the best way. I don't know if it is or not, but to me, it's the way my brain works. It's the best way for me. So when I'm going through something where I might start feeling sorry for myself or upset that things aren't going as good as I would like or whatever, I just start to think about all of the slaughter that has happened in my name, in my bloodline's name, at the hands of my bloodline, the slaughter. The rape, the pillaging, all of the things that has happened that brought me into being. But what I love so much about the Mucusless diet is you can change your destiny. You can literally rewrite your fate on this path, which is what makes it so powerful. Think about it. You were going down this way. You were doing the old, the McDonald's shuffle, and everything that comes with it, all the strokes and the heart attacks and the headaches and the acne and all that. But hey, that was normal. But now you found something to be able to rewrite that whole thing. You don't go to restaurants no more. If you do go to a restaurant, they're vegan. You get salads, you're eating vegetables, fruit, salads. You have more vitality. You're working out, you're doing your breath work, doing your yoga practice. You're putting everything in line. But it starts with that first step. Taking that first mucus-free step to just commit, to accept and say, okay, I didn't know any of this information. This blows my mind. Let's get started. And you just get started. Incremental changes, incremental permanent changes is the key. But don't be hard on yourself. Don't think that you're gonna become fruitarian or mucus-free overnight or anything like that. Have realistic expectations. For me, my expectation, I kind of go back to that, what I just said with the fasting. It's like a day by day. My expectation is I'm gonna be mucus-free today. Or I'm gonna make sure to do my enema today. Or, like little bite-sized pieces, or maybe, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna do an enema every day for 2 weeks. I'm gonna try some of those mucus lean recipes that Professor Spira has in his e-course, or that's in the Mucusless Diet book. I'm gonna make out a list, shopping list, go to the store, get what I need, come back, and I'm gonna put the time and the energy in to make this. It does take time, it does take energy. You gotta do it. So I thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, check out this little box here. This is another video. I would love for you to click on that and go check out this other video. It's some good stuff. And I will see you over there. Peace, love, and breath.